So you lost your first bonsai tree. Don't give up just yet. Here are 3 common mistakes and ways to fix them. Mistake number 1, you kept it indoors. While a bonsai tree might look nice on a coffee table, it's not the ideal place to keep a tree. Having evolved for millions of years in an outdoor environment, trees do their best when under the sun. Well, there's not really much sun right now, but you get what I mean. Keeping a tree indoors deprives it of light, airflow, and temperature fluctuations necessary for healthy development. A juniper, which is a very common first bonsai tree, is one of the species that will inevitably die when kept indoors. This tree relies on plenty of light and temperature fluctuations, especially the cold, to allow it to complete its annual cycle. Now, if you must keep a bonsai tree indoors, a tropical species like a ficus is a suitable option. But if you have space outdoors, I recommend keeping your trees there. They'll be much happier and healthier. Mistake number 2, you repotted at the wrong time. Trees have seasonal cycles where they store and expend energy depending on the time of the year. It's important to be mindful of these cycles when repotting a tree. The best time to repot is late winter or early spring, just after the last freeze and before the buds begin to push. This allows the tree to bounce back quickly by relying on stored energy that was built up the last growing season. An exception to this guideline are tropical species. While you can repot them in the spring, they do best when repotted in the summer, as the hot weather promotes rapid regrowth. If you want to learn the repotting process with something forgiving, I recommend learning with a tropical species like Portulacaria afra or ficus that I showed you earlier. And check out my other videos for repotting tips. Mistake number 3, your watering technique is off. While watering seems easy, it's often the main reason we lose our trees. Because bonsai are restricted to a small container, once that soil dries out, there's nowhere else to get water. Therefore, it's critical that you keep your trees hydrated. However, too much water can also be a problem. Overwatering prevents oxygen from penetrating the soil, which can cause an abundance of fungi and bacteria that can create health problems for your tree. So it's important to learn the specific watering needs of each species and pay attention to the seasonal changes that will impact how much you're watering. To decide whether or not I'm going to water my junipers, I examine the soil. If the top inch has dried out, I'm going to go ahead and water it. If it's not, then I'm going to come back in a few hours and check again. I'm making sure to water it adequately, but not give it too much water. If you have trouble with underwatering, I recommend a species like Portulacaria afra, which is a succulent and can go days or even weeks without watering. If you have trouble with overwatering, then get a species like maple that loves water. Now, as they say, watering is the first to learn, but last to master. So keep practicing and learning from your mistakes. While this doesn't cover all of the reasons why you might have lost a tree, I hope it begins to guide you down the right path. So keep growing, enjoy the journey, but don't forget to water. And don't give it too much water either.